In 2017, Norwegian Joy was launched from Norwegian Cruise Line as their first purpose-built ship for the Chinese cruise market, and after only 2 years, she has now received a $50 million renovation and is now being pulled out of China.
At the end of it all, I'll still be there for you.
If you are new to this channel, my name is Brandon and I give you a lot of cruise vlogs and cruise talk, bringing you the latest news and what is going on in the cruise industry. So if that piques your interest, please hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell to be notified every time I upload. Anyways, into today's topic. So Norwegian Joy is the second of 4 Breakaway-Plus class ships. Norwegian Escape, Norwegian Joy being the second, Norwegian Bliss, and then we have the Norwegian Encore coming this fall in 2019. Norwegian Joy was the very first ship to ever include a racetrack, a go-kart track on the ship, and it was amazing. I got to experience the go-karts on board Norwegian Bliss, her sister ship that came out last year, and it was an absolutely incredible experience. Now, Norwegian Joy was specifically built for the Chinese cruise market, as I said a minute ago. After only 2 years, she's now been pulled out of the Chinese market. Many believe that it is because the ship isn't doing quite as well as Norwegian Cruise Line hoped, and that could be it. But Norwegian Cruise Line came out and said it is primarily due to the fact that Norwegian Bliss was so unbelievably successful in the Alaska cruise market last year in 2018 when she made her big debut. And with that, they said, okay, we probably need a second one that size out there. So here comes in the Norwegian Joy coming out of China after receiving a $50 million renovation to put her on par, if not a little above, her sister Norwegian Bliss. Now, this renovation wasn't really because the ship was worn out or didn't look bad or wasn't running well. It was due to the fact that because the ship was built purposely for China, there was a lot of things that the American and North American cruise markets just would not like. There's a lot of noodle bars, tea rooms, and the whole pool deck was actually Serenity Park at one point, which pretty much had a very small pool in the back, and then the rest was like fake turf, astroturf type of area with some fake trees in there. The Chinese cruise market didn't really have much of an interest for a large pool deck, so that's what Norwegian Cruise Line did instead. What they did is, part of the renovation, they wiped all that out and created a pool deck similar to Norwegian Bliss. So some of the noodle bars that they took out and some of the tea rooms were transformed into restaurants, one specifically being Q, which can be found on her sister ship Norwegian Bliss, which was the first ship to offer that restaurant. By the way, one of my favorite restaurants on a cruise ship. Try it out if you're on any of these ships. Several restaurants instead of those bars and lounges that the Chinese cruise market had. 678 Ocean Place had been transformed into a lot like Norwegian Bliss and all the other Breakaway and Breakaway-Plus class ships. Deck 6 is where you had teppanyaki, you had Coco's on the Bliss, which is like a little chocolate shop factory type of thing. Deck 7 is going to be the casino, and one of the greatest ideas I have ever noticed is when I was on the Bliss, they had a little boxed in glass room in the casino for the people who smoked, so that way the casino itself didn't get very smoky and didn't bother anybody, as well as the fact that it didn't make the rest of the ship smoky because there are bars and lounges and restaurants nearby, so you don't want that. Nobody wants to smell that as they're eating their food and hanging out. So, great idea, and they actually put that on the Joy as well, which is fantastic. Good on you, Norwegian. That was a great idea. One big difference between the Norwegian Bliss and the Norwegian Joy is going to be the fact that there is a Galaxy Pavilion. Yes, they put this in for the Chinese cruise market, and they decided to keep it. So it's going to be a huge virtual reality arcade with a lot of virtual reality racing simulators, like airplane simulators, roller coaster simulators, all huge virtual reality experience. So that's really cool. It's probably one of the coolest features on board a cruise ship, in my opinion. As of the day that this video is being filmed on April 26th, Norwegian Joy is making her North America debut. She is finished in her dry dock and is now in Vancouver doing a quick 3-day sailing, and then she will continue with her 7-day Alaska itineraries. So with that being said, let's go over some itineraries that the Norwegian Joy is currently set to sail on during her time here in North America. Obviously, as I just mentioned, she's going to be spending the summer of 2019 in Alaska doing Alaskan cruises, 7-day Alaska cruises, with her sister Norwegian Bliss. During the fall and winter of 2019, she will be homeported in the Port of Los Angeles, doing Mexican Riviera cruises as well as some Panama Canal cruises. Yes, Panama Canal. Norwegian Joy in October will be leaving the Port of Los Angeles, doing a 16-day Panama Canal full transit cruise, ending in the Port of Miami. She'll get in Port of Miami. She will do a 12-day round-trip cruise from Miami, doing a partial canal transit, and then following that 12-day cruise, she will be doing 16 days full canal transit all the way back to the Port of Los Angeles and continuing on with the normal Mexican Riviera cruises. I am actually planning, because that is her first and one of the only times this year that Norwegian Joy is going to be in Miami, I am actually planning on going down to Miami in October to see her for the first time she's in the Port of Miami. So that'll be really cool. Stay tuned for that. Following her winter season of 2019 and early 2020 in Port of Los Angeles doing Mexican Riviera cruises, she will be making her way back up to Alaska with Norwegian Bliss and sailing more Alaskan itineraries for the summer of 2020. Instead of Norwegian Joy doing Mexican Riviera cruises this time in 2020, Norwegian Bliss is going to take that itinerary instead. Norwegian Joy is going to make her way to the Port of Miami doing 5 to 7 night cruises, and I think a few Panama Canal ones here and there. Following her winter season in Port of Miami, she's going to make her way up to New York City in the Big Apple and make her debut in New York for the summer season of 2021. She's going to be doing 7-night Bermuda cruises out of New York City, which would be really, really cool. They've actually made a lot of itinerary changes for this ship already, and she's only just now getting into the United States for the very first time. We're actually seeing some of the very first pictures of this ship coming up just today, since they kept it completely under wraps the entire time until today, now that people are getting on board for the very first time. With that being said, thank you guys for watching today's video. Again, my name is Brandon, and if you enjoyed today's video and enjoyed videos like this, there will be more coming soon. So click that subscribe button down below, give it a thumbs up, let me know you liked it, and I will see you for the next video. Thank you for watching.